a bit of medical problem right now. Some other ones have got some other issues going on. So we've come to the decision with the admin team that, get in some substitutes here. So we're not exactly 100% sure.
We don't even know what roster
like
is going to be coming in. But
so yeah, but the good thing is at the end of the day, we're going to be getting games. It's all going to be going good, and we'll be able to get this series started on Inferno. So here we go.
Okay. All right. So who have we got now? Garfunkel must be Gump.
It must be Gump.
Okay, and then JTR, Rackham, Val, ADK, nettik. Okay, so no ASAP, no Chelios. Right. Interesting.
Well, Garfunkel
no
actually might be
TJP.
It might be Guag.
It might be Guag. Okay, anyway, let's dive in. Recons, very, very nice shot onto Val to close it out to open up that site. Bomb is going to be dropped across, and they are going to be able to get that one planted nice and quickly. But Rackham gets the response back into a 4-on-4.
Yeah, this is interesting to see what Val, Rackham, and JTR are going to be able to do with ADK and nettik. Of course, the IGL has disappeared for Rooster at the moment. Speaking of disappearing acts, a couple of players falling from both sides at the moment. But remember, the plant is here, so this is a retake for Sunday School.
Smoke goes down. Be able to use that one to try and make their way back in. nettik up nice and close, but he's going to be able to find the frag on to Garfunkel, and he gets another as well to close it out. So very, very nice round from nettik, starting out this one with a 3K, was one of the stars, obviously over in Malta. So it's a nice and easy round for Rooster. But yeah, look, I think diving into this one a little bit further, we've got 3 subs for Rooster in the end. So I think, not having their IGL, not having Tej, not having ASAP, it's going to be such a strange game and very puggy.
I definitely agree with you on that one. For Sunday School, having this roster kind of put together, I guess, for this tournament as well. Maybe it does align over to them that they've played together a little bit more than the rest of the Rooster guys actually have. We know that these players have been around the scene for quite a while now. So maybe we do just get a pug, and maybe that had a bit of a reason as to why the veto turned out the way it is, right? Everybody familiar with the 3 maps that we've currently got in this series.
Yeah. Look, take it for sort of what it is now, I suppose. We've got a little bit more chaos on this one. Obviously, ESL CSGO C. We do have On-Court versus Vertex as well. So winners of these 2 matches will be going on to face each other later this afternoon. And winner of that one will be taking it into the final, then lower bracket, obviously, for the losing team. It'll take a little bit of time, but ultimately we will find out who will be joining a Greyhound at ESL Challenger Melbourne.
Indeed. Going to be very keen for that one when it does come around. But for right now, we do have the force up from Sunday School, so we'll be able to see what homework they've done with these Deagles, or rather just a singular Deagle on Super. 5-7s here, and busy with the P250 as well. The first contact is going to be Super, and he's blinded, and he's also looking to get taken down.
Nice and easy round so far. Cleared out where they needed to, able to find that spacing, and it looks like Sunday School is just going to save on into the next round. Very standard for a game of Inferno right now. Bit of the usual. So they'll take that armor and make some money into the next. So all okay for now. Happy days for Rooster, doing what they need to do. Because that'll be the thing, right? Imagine if Rooster somehow managed to qualify all the way through into ESL Challenger Melbourne. Obviously, it's going to be an interesting event. So far, we've got a couple of teams. I think Ecstatic just qualified. We've got Complexity. It's going to be a good event.
Absolutely. You've got IHC in there, Bad News Eagles, Rare Atom.
So Bad News Eagles, of course. That's right.
The teams there. So I believe we still
Rare
got
Atom
one
with
more
a hard
qualifier
too. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. We got North America that is still yet to play their open qualifiers as well as the invited teams. So we'll be waiting to see what that is going to look like come I believe it was the end of March their tournament is played, like the 28th or something. So we won't know until later, I guess.
That's right. Did get updated earlier. Just trying to have a little look-see. Yeah. Here we go. ESL Challenger qualifier. Couple of invites. I'm pretty sure for some reason it was like ATK and someone else. So
right, so mine came up on Twitter or something.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Correct. The open qualifier still sort of running it through. So yeah, that's going to take place. The open qualifier, I believe, tomorrow and Monday, or it'll likely be Saturday, Sunday for old North America. But yeah, we'll find out who's going to be joining that one soon. But I think it's going to be a cool event. It's starting to stack up really, really nicely. We are seeing some differences, to what was there obviously previously. IHC as well, Komodo, with their roster changes, is going to be a hell of an experience, I suppose, because
Yeah.
originally it was meant to be Cabal coming back to the fray, but apparently they've picked up someone completely different. Score was dropped, and now there's rumors of
Score's
Score
gone,
going to
yep.
an EG or something like that.
It's a wild time that we're kind of waiting to see what's happening, because then you've also got Junior, who was benched on Complexity, who's gone to EG.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
It's
And
an
now we're
interesting
seeing.
state for players. Well, Farley to
That's right.
Copenhagen Flames.
That's right.
Just a
Yep.
lot
And
of
I think it was
changes.
rumors for Gratisfaction to join NKT. So
Yeah,
all of APAC is having this storm brew at this point in time, which is a interesting thing. So
Absolutely. I think
So
one of the
what's-
biggest things though is, like, with all these shakeups, it is gonna be very spicy to see some new CS. Everybody always talks about rinsing and repeating the same names time and time again, but when you've got up and comers actually getting chances to learn, from maybe you would say minor regions into bigger regions as well, it's always a good thing.
Mm. So we've just got an admin pause at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll just be working out what the go is there shortly. I'm sure we'll be able to find out in due course. As I said, this is a very strange one. Like, how long have we been casting these kind of events for now, Komodo? 5 years odd, I would say.
What was the
Potentially
date
even
that I
more.
picked up? April 2018. So
Something like
throw
that.
it back
So
there.
this is the most unique circumstance I think I've come across with this kind of situation. Like, I think provided both teams are okay with it, it makes sense, right? But it is definitely raising a lot of questions as opposed to why the full Rooster roster is not here. And it would only be, due to extraordinary circumstances. So we won't speculate too much. We'll wait until we get the official call.
And just for those wondering as well, as it is that admin pause as well, we'll just chill for a little bit, and then either we'll look to get back into things, or we might throw it over to a bit of a break.
Yep, that's okay. Better to get it all sorted. There are some ticks in the chat, which makes sense. And, of course, it is Guag who is Garfunkeled, just so everyone is aware.
Yeah. Well, I guess, if we've got a little bit of time for what we would expect if we do continue here, we know that Rooster have got these Galils, this AK on Rackham, and then Val with the Moneyman Mac 10. We know that Sunday School did force up in the previous round, Mitch, so they're just going to be playing with the little lackluster weaponry here, get that loss bonus, get your proper purchase into the next round.
Alrighty. Well, whilst we try to work out what's going on, we'll go take a little bit of a break, find it out, and we'll come back as soon as everything's ready to rock and roll. See you then.
See, breathe. fast lane. We're looking for satisfaction. We're looking for bigger action. And the world is spinning round and round in the fast lane. We're looking for satisfaction. We're on the chain reaction. And the world is spinning round and round in the fast lane. Oh, oh, oh. All days, all you had. Go on, don't turn around. Welcome to a brave new world. Around the way you're bound. Running down the road, running down the road, running down the road, running down the road. Following a shooting star in the fast lane. We're looking for satisfaction. We're looking for bigger action. And the world is spinning round and round in the fast lane. We're looking for satisfaction. We're on the chain reaction. And the world is spinning around and round in the fast lane. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
Okay, back into the action. Appreciate everyone's patience. We were able to work it out. It was some TeamSpeak problems. We've managed to rectify that one, so everything is A-OK. And we have a game on our hands now, finally, again. If you guys have just joined us, of course, Rooster coming in against Sunday School. We'll get into the details of the sub situation shortly. But the main important factor is here, everyone is in play, everyone's happy, and the game is official and live.
Absolutely. And it is just going to be the pistols for Sunday School, so we'll see what damage they are going to be able to deliver. So far, so good with Mizzy on for one, Versa as well. This is where things can actually get a little bit scary for Rooster.
Absolutely. Real good damage being dealt right now. JTR, a little bit of a fadeaway there. Versa managing to rip his head off. Now Guag in position will be able to rotate his way back around under porch and give it a little bit of extra time. ADK, though, he was Mr. Consistent overseas, of course. The big man himself got a cheeky little 2K there, but now he has to make his way back into the apartments and try and recover that bomb. Is that under belt? No, it's not. It's in apps. He's picked it up, but it'll be a cheeky little 3K for him to try close this one out.
Yeah, it's all going to be for Recons. Does he think that ADK hangs around the A side, or does he think he's going to waltz over towards B? Needs to be careful that he doesn't make any noise for himself. He's got an avenue that if that bomb gets planted, he can pick up one of these Galils that are on the floor. There's an AK there as well that ADK has just walked over. He's picked up a bit of extra utility for himself too. But it is just a bit of a ring around the rosy, and I think Reckons' positioning may be a little bit better. ADK having already cleared the apartments, now sitting himself in. Reckons finds a Galil, and he can have a pretty superior angle. With no armor, though, he does need to make sure that he's not spotted early, which he is by ADK, who does find the frag. And with that, the round.
Just a consistent, clutch player. He's been very, very impressive. You know, there was always that question kind of around his individual skill set. You know, Chelios vouched very, very hard for the man. You know, I recommend anyone who ever gets a chance to read the HLTV interview that he did. He explained very much that he had to wait 2 years for this roster, in namely ADK, nettik, and ASAP had a short stint banned as well. So ADK has been sold kind of as that player that is incredibly gifted, and it's kind of been proven now. You know, we've seen that happen on LAN at Tier 1 as well. So Rackham getting that opening pick very nicely onto Versa. Now as they try to take Brackets control, they'll be held for now. It was a big nade to send them back from top mid.
Play disadvantage though for Sunday School. They try and get back in the thick of things, not to make sure that they're losing bodies, which is good that Mizzy finds Rackham. nettik is going to try and bail himself out as well. Now, there's been a HE grenade over to the Rooster boys, which does mean that they are relatively low. nettik at 24, 80k, 63, and JTR with the AWP means that, you know, you still be good for one. You would hope, you would think, given the HP there as well. Bit of an interest into the apartments for Super. Nothing spotted, which is still a bit of crucial information. Trying to figure out what Rooster are going to be doing. A bit of top brackets control right now. Mizzy rotating over. It is the right idea as well. 45 seconds to go. There is a kit in play for Mizzy, but no real utility for Sunday School anymore, Mitch. So it's just going to be dry jewels around this A site.
Mizzy peeking in a little bit too far. nettik able to rip his head off, and now they're creating the space. But Super with some really, really good timing, able to catch out JTR. Now as that bomb does make its way through mid in towards the ruins, will be Recon sitting, waiting patiently. They are ready to rock and roll onto it though, so I'm sure they should be able to clear him, but the timing! Oh geez, Sunday School have not been having a good time so far, Komodo. They've had a little bit of rough timing in some moments, but now as the two remaining members in Guag and Super do head their way up towards top of Nana, are they going to be able to hold this one down? We do have one member in, flashing in towards CT, trying to get that space. And in Emo will be nettik, sitting, waiting very, very patiently. Val in fantastic position as well, but going to be a tough one. No kit, no nothing else to sort of make their way back in. And the dink doesn't quite happen, so I think that's going to be Guag saving this one. And yeah, Sunday School having a moonwalk out once more.
The difference it could have been as well if Sunday School have two rifles, not that AWP, and they know that these players are all low on Rooster. Even an incendiary or a HE grenade to isolate one of the angles, you bring that into something like a 2 versus 2 instead of a 2 versus 3. A big difference, you know. The duel that Val's actually able to win there is essential for Rooster to be able to just close that round, and the individual duels that they were just able to win as well. When they are all scaling up towards jungle, and it's an individual peak from Sunday School in the library as well. It's just a shut case right there, and then real nicely done for Rooster. Going to be going into their purchase, of course, in this next round, but we'll kind of see a little bit of a force up from Sunday School here. That AWP back to Versus hands. You've got a Galil in the mix, but apart from that, it's just these pistols. So again, the name of this round, Conky, is just going to be for some damage from Sunday School and maybe a Hail Mary AWP to get a significant amount of such. But that HE grenade, oh, mate, that's money.
Yeah. Very, very big amounts of damage. Rooster kind of just went balls to the wall a little bit there. Very, very quick, but you know, they're not super scared of these deagles, and as they shouldn't be really, you know, there will be a flash available to send their way through. Recons does manage to catch nettik, and there's a second as well. Let's get dinked up though. A little bit awkward now as they are moving over the top. Val picks up another, gets one through the smoke as well. Guag taken down. Now it's all left onto Super and Versa. Again, no kit, minimal buy. We do have a member coming up, Nana though, so it's going to be a tough round 2 on the retake.
No utility, Mitch. It's a big thing right now. That AWP, again, it's not something great for a retake. If you're on the T side and you play post with it, it is a little bit more powerful. However, Versa starting to meander on up. Does find Val. Now we look towards Super to potentially do something to bring it into this one-on-one. He's spotted out by ADK. There's no smoke for that bomb, remember. That molly is going to buy some crucial time. Yeah, you can get yourself an upgrade if you are Super, but the time is already just delivered. And Rooster are going to be able to find their 5th round. That AWP as well, not recoverable, unfortunately.
It's been a very nice start for Rooster. And despite the sub situation, they are managing to kind of keep their composure. As I sort of said, right, you know, JTR, Rackham, Val, not exactly a downgrade by any means, but not having your in-game leader certainly does start to cause some chaos inside the server. Map like Inferno, though, can play it somewhat loosey-goosey, especially into a roster like Sunday School, who, you know, may not exactly have the strongest CT side in the universe. Very, very challenging map to play right now, especially as the game does start to, well, has been for a little while, moving towards that T-sided meta.
Yeah. Big discussions to be had regarding that topic. Of course, a lot of people may be conditioning it over towards the M4's change.
Correct.
How much of an impact that actually does have in this game. And we can see that just, you know, inspecting on the buy that Sunday School have, everyone's opting for those A1Ss. You've got the AK-47, of course, from Super, who saved that in the previous round. And with the money there, Versa able to re-pick up the AWP. It's going to be a bit of an apartments bust, however, right now. And Super, oh, it looks a little bit awkward for the man.
He's done all right, though. Able to find a couple of there, holding it on. Guag also at sight, being able to do it well. Nade goes in. TJP still alive and kicking. JTR, rather. Sorry, TJP, obviously. watching along from home. Crook as a dog, trying his best. But JTR, yeah, in position. Still got nettik as well. Super does spot out the head. It's going to be so hard. They've got time, 58 seconds, but doing some damage. nettik able to actually recover somewhat here. JTR swinging wide. How have they done this so far? Further damage. nettik able to put it into the clutch situation, but Mizzy will hold down. Jesus. There was no way in any way that Sunday School should have been losing that round in the 2v5, but they do, irrespective, manage to hold on.
Yeah, you got to see as well that they only started with 2 players toward this A side, so Super really essential to get a lot of damage there. And yes, he does get traded out, but by then, he'd already delivered a couple of Rooster members to the grave by the rotations come over for Sunday School, and they are able to clean up. They do drop a couple of weapons at the end. You'll see Reckons go down to the MP9 in this round because of that, but finally Sunday School getting on the board, going back to this 2-player approach over at the A site and 3 towards B, really hoping that Versa can get an opening frag with this AWP. He's going to be flashed off the line. No shots out, but Reckons with that MP9 does manage to find one. The question now becomes, can he actually escape? Because himself and Versa are both down towards 20 HP.
So frozen up in the apartments now. Obviously still down, needs to be collected at some point in the round, but plenty of time to work with. We'll start to send a little bit more of a rotation over towards Sunday School. Feel like they've got a little bit of a read towards this A position. ADK not yet spotted out by Super either. So he's left the pit, which kind of does leave the defenses a little bit more open towards this A side as ADK does continue his lurk. And with Mizzy being the sole defender towards B, this was one thing that was very much opened up in discussion about their defense on B for Greyhound, only leaving that one member from time to time, having the more one-sided map lean towards A usually. But they are going to send Guag back over, try and give him a little bit of help as First is still watching towards the rat position, but it looks like we do have Recons tucked in. There's going to be a B hit, 40 seconds left. They'll give it some time.
Lots of smokes for Rooster to block angles versus timing can be pretty paramount for finding another frag to go Sunday School's way to just make this round be a little bit better for them. Guag's playing contact behind him too to drop that incendiary, but it is a well-found frag from Versa rather. This should be a pretty closable round for Sunday School. 15 seconds to try and get that bomb plant down as well in a 3 versus 5 with all the rotations here, Mitch. It's just becoming very difficult for Rooster to get in towards this site. And there you do have it as well. Guag able to get the remainder.
Very clean. A little bit of chaos starting to ensue for Rooster now. It seems like Sunday School have started to work out what they need to do. Rotations were good. Came back over at the right and opportune time. Versa, this is a very, very sharp shot as well. Just the shoulder, the elbow of JTR there getting taken down, and also able to find another through the smoke on the nettik. And then that was a late boost going up from Guag, and he made it work. So,
oh dear.
And that's a summary of this game. There we go. JTR getting a little bit of a love tap from his brother-in-arms in nettik. Versa just waiting for a mid-peak.
This isn't NACS where now JTR is going to go through and kill his teammate in the game.
No. No, this is not a Timberman game. Don't worry.
No. It's one of those ones to have a think about, though, for Rooster. You've gotten a couple of good, clean rounds to start off your Inferno affairs. Albeit having a different roster, you know, 5 rounds on the T side. You're still looking for a little bit more. Yeah, that conversation again with how this map's starting to tend towards the T side. What is the number that Rooster will be looking for here? Is it going to be just getting 8, or is it going to be anything further?
Look, I think it'll just be a big sort of important moment for Sunday School to get the wiggle on here. You know, obviously they're the team that I guess kind of has the pressure up against them now to try and fell a bit of a weaker Rooster roster. And also this opening game is always an interesting one, right? In the 4-team double elim bracket, you know, obviously on the other side, Vertex and Encore. So the winner of this one arguably has the harder game very, very early on. So as it drops down into that lower bracket, you know, maybe something else. But irrespective, like Vertex and Encore, very heavy one side of the bracket. So either way, win or lose this game, you're going to have a tough opponent.
Yeah, 100%. Of course, that game is going, you know, alongside us as well, Vertex and Encore, right? So we'll be able to see how that one does turn out a little bit later. Even for the loser, Mitch, there's going to be quite interesting to just see how things do play. This round, number 9, loss of utility that Sunday School have already invested in nice and early. For Rooster, they have to be a little bit more cautious with their own. Couple of smokes, a flash, nettik bearing the bad side of these HE grenades. And with a dry swing for him, he'll be taken out quite quickly. Really, this banana control for Sunday School, when they've put a little bit of actual pressure down toward it, they're able to hold it down quite nicely. However, JTR shouldn't be getting away with 2 there.
Not at all. He's actually already looking the way into CT. This is a massive round from JTR. Trying to get in towards that additional position in CT. Does he have a look? He's having a little bit of a look. And now with that reload, does spot out Guag, but repositioning around now. Guag will be making his way into the ruins. Rackham has the backstab, and I think he has been heard out by Super. So he's just got to hold on and try and get as much information as possible. Just keep them entertained. So this very well should be a Rooster round, but off the back of a very inopportune situation, Versa had such a solid start. Then JTR to be able to find those couple of frags was very, very nice. So Guag just sitting, waiting really to see if he can get that exit position. You know, have ADK running away very, very soon. And it looks like JTR will start to reposition, but he gets it. JTR, incredible 4K from the Kiwi as he gets the job done. And Rooster walk up to 6.
Yeah, actually massive from him as well, right? You lose 2 of your teammates. You still have a plan to try and go and get that banana control. And all it takes is to catch Versa in transition between AWP shots. You take him out. It's a little bit of delayed swing from Reckons. And then that's where the dominoes have already started to fall over. Get some good control of the site. Rooster able to close it down and survive with 3. Back up their economy right now. A big crucial round for them to be able to win here. However, you got ADK with some decent cash. But the rest of them, they're starting to be a little bit more on the worse side of that. So if they're able to pick up a 7th round here, that would also reset the economy of Sunday School, who have to have a really good discussion on how to get back into things on this CT side, of which a lot of utility here that they're actually holding on to quite nicely. A bit of banana progression from them with a smoke, but it's the flashes that come in from Rooster, at least going to be good for 1.
Nicely done from Val to send the boys in, but only the 1-for-1 equivalent exchange. Now Guag sends some utility over. Going to be leaving Recons there for a little bit. So far, Rooster, you know, having most of their success towards this B site as per usual. A little bit more of a depth to their T side, but lacking Chelios, you know, certainly does make it a bit of a change. So as it stands,
well, I guess one of the
Recons holding onto that molly.
The other things are, I mean, Kiwi Orpa, right? It still follows through.
True.
So we'll see what JTR is going to be able to do. He's already had a pretty decent round with the boomstick when he was able to steal it away. 40 seconds, though. Lots of utility to still throw in towards this B site. That smoke that's just dropped down. Do you wait for it, or do you have to disrespect it? You've got 2 flashes for ADK that you potentially can start to sneak through. A deeper flash in toward the site would block off anyone on the boost, where Guag currently is able to pick up a couple of kills previously when Rooster let the time go down to 10 seconds. So they do need to be careful of that here. Absolutely, and they're already in. Guag has managed to avoid being spotted. Very nicely done. We'll be able to find the opening. Some extra damage onto Val. But it's the 4-on-3 advantage going the way of Sunday School. 10 seconds left. A very, very deep plant from ADK going to allow them to sit back in towards Dark. And ADK on that AWP. So straight onto the line. Versa still going to be holding it. Trying to keep them locked in towards New Box. It's going to be a little bit of a slower approach. Versa. Nicely done. Great shot despite being blind. Now it's all onto ADK and Val, but it's a really weird position. ADK has to swing, has to get around. Val on a swivel, able to pick up 1, make it 2, but he's traded. Now onto ADK, the clutch minister, gets back into position. Does he do what he does? ADK, put him in a clutch and he'll take it home for the team as usual. 7 for Rooster. I don't know what happened at the CT position, but Versa had the AWP behind a Molotov, and we saw him. I had my eyes focused on him when ADK was posting at that pillar towards coffins. You know, the visual of Versa technically could have been spotting him out. I wonder, though, was Versa already scoped into something like Nubox, or were the flames on his, what are they called? Video settings just not permitting him to be able to look through? It's quite unfortunate, because that's a big round for Rooster to be able to clutch up with. Val as well, some frags that you cannot underestimate the importance in that round, though probably not the ideal start to a new round when you are just going up against the pistols now for what it's worth. Already losing ADK, unfortunately. Rooster, 1 member down for the count. They've done well. Despite the scoreline, you know, being 4 apart, it has been a relatively competitive match so far. We've seen some big moments, but Rooster's individuals have been stepping up to play when necessary. All kind of working out for them so far. Guag looking to reposition. Does get that spot down towards second mid, but
Fortunately, not exactly the weapon to do it in that old MP9. So obviously, Sunday School just very much waiting around the next round, trying to get those weapons up and at him. Once again, though, Rooster will set their sights towards the B site as where their comfort does sort of seed them.
Get a trickle utility in, a dark molly as well that's actually missing its mark. Super, that's unfortunate. Could have held his position still. He's going to get taken out. An extra molly doesn't miss the mark. Mitch, this is pistols, remember. This is a stack towards the B site. Now you got Recons here, the last soldier in the ashes of his teammates. Will he be able to rise through them? Rackham taken out. It's all on to Mr. JTR. 20 seconds to go. Utility, but it's Guag overstepping. And no, JTR.
What HP?
He can't get it done. Reckons on a sliver of HP. Couldn't write a better round for Sunday School on that one.
Honestly, I reckon this is kind of fun. Hey, like this is actually not a bad game. From an entertainment standpoint, of course, you know, again, always a little bit disappointed to not have the full roster that you want to be looking at, especially in a competition like this. You know, ESL Challenger Melbourne is going to be running on 28th, 29th, and 30th of April. Rod Laver Arena as a part of the DreamHack Festival. I hope to see you all there. It was an absolutely stellar one last year. I was lucky enough to stage host the event. Still yet to see who's going to be part of the gig, but time will tell. Should be a lot of fun, kind of, you know, that's why being a part of these events, Komodo, is so fun. You know, leading into it, you obviously get to see who's going to be qualifying, watching along the way.
Yeah.
Because it is a cool event, you know, it is that Challenger sort of esque, you know, there's not those tier 1 teams coming into the fray, but it does make it competitive and super exciting. And obviously, Counter-Strike back on Australian shores, as usual, is always exciting.
Absolutely. Rooster really loving this B-side approach with a bit of silence and then a complete bust in. No smokes towards CT at the moment, so it's all dry duels right now, which Mizzy is good for one. Reckons as well, but already realizing that site control has been lost, he's just going to regroup with his teammates. There's a 4v3 that Rooster probably shouldn't really have an in to hold.
Great peek in towards Ruins though, right? You know, they're able to hold on to it. Nice triple peek as the position, though, is a bit of a roughie. Guag should get 3 here nice and easily, and he does. So it's a super solid round. Sunday School able to recover very, very nicely. But I'm sort of wondering on this position, right? You know, Rooster obviously sending themselves very, very heavily towards this B site time and time again. Not really feeling a lot of comfort around the A site, which means that Sunday School maybe a little bit more aggression towards B early, trying to take control, of course, of Banana. But irrespective, whatever they're doing these last few rounds is appearing to work out. Bit of comfort, not really sort of having a reliance on that AWP, though. You know, Versa hasn't felt the need to dive back into it. We've obviously... you know, got Mizzy, Versa that have been historic ones to pick up that AWP. So I'm liking Versa, though. The way he's been playing, like, took a little bit of a break, I believe, from some time.
Yeah, I've had a lot of players in this server, I think, that have had some on-off time with the game, I think, if you think about the grand scheme of things. So it's good to see that they've all got the confidence to continue on. Just the pistols, though, for Rooster Mitch. See what they can do with these flashes. HE grenades at Banana. That one's going to miss the mark, but I've got to say, for Sunday School, it's pretty much a given that they should be buying those grenades because the damage that they've already found with them in this map so far has been pretty large.
Yeah. Nah, Sunday School looking super comfy now. Everything's really working out for them. nettik almost on that line to try and find the frag with the dig, but... yeah, it's looking very comfortable now. I think, you know, maybe shaking off the cobwebs early on because I do kind of want to see Sunday School get those couple of rounds extra on this CT side. You know, make it work into that next half. You know, it's going to be important for them. I do think Rooster should have a pretty solid CT side. So as many rounds as possible for the Sunday School, as T-side will be a challenge against this experienced roster.
Well, one of the things that I'm particularly looking at right now in this one is just in the deficit. What does Rooster's fundamentals actually provide for them? They've gotten a couple of kills in this round. That one's a bit cheeky from Super, and then JCR falls. So there was an essence of some damage, yeah, for sure. But now that Sunday School are actually finding, you know, 6, maybe 7 rounds on this CT side if they're able to topple this gun round now that Rooster are going to provide, you know, there's only a couple more in this half before things change up. What does the T side look like for Sunday School? What does the CT side look like for Rooster, given by the fact that they've got 3 substitutes? Because we already know how fickle the CT side of Inferno can actually be when you've got a full roster, right? You're looking at not able to find grasping of your economy. You're looking at the T's kind of just rolling over, getting a good start, and the whole half can peel away from you. So I'm really kind of wondering for Rooster, how are they actually going to be tackling the start of their CT side?
Yeah. We'll find out in a couple of rounds. Only 2 left in the half, of course, as we do see Brackets taking control. As mentioned before, you know, most of the success for Rooster was found towards B very, very early on. But Super looking a little bit lost there. He is changing up his position regularly. You know, this is the player that I'm kind of excited to see in a different space. You know, Nutty, the way that they operated was very loose, very puggy.
Yeah.
They didn't really kind of try the traditional means of play. And I've noticed it already just in... It did work, but also it didn't work at times. You know, we saw them have these great games and then completely be disappearing at other times. And I'm seeing it now just in Super trying to sit still. He's been changing up position rapidly despite not really having too much pressure applied to A by Rooster. So I'm keen to see how he does kind of slot in to a roster like this if, you know, consistency does occur. Because I think, truthfully, if this 5 stay together, they could be really bloody good.
Yeah, it's also interesting as well, right? Because when you had the role that Super was playing in Nutty as like the kind of entry, as kind of that rifler that really needs to come through. You've also got Mr. Shark that was doing, you know, ridiculous things on the AWP. They were kind of always fighting for the spotlight, I feel like.
Yeah.
As
Correct,
well.
yeah.
So it was really interesting of a dynamic how Nutty did actually operate, but yeah, well, now that we've got that roster changing season, of course, it's going to be interesting to see where players do all end up. And right now for the Sunday School squad, what they're going to be able to do. Regardless, we do go into the last round of this first half here on Inferno. Rooster, they've gained the lead no matter what in finding that 8th just then. And with all this utility as well, is it just going to be back over towards the B site? Some forward utilities already be pushing a couple of the members at Bay. Reckons and Versa down relatively low. And Versus actually going to be decapitated too. So an opening frag over to the way of Rooster. At least Sunday School do still have 2 players towards the Bravo site.
As I sort of mentioned before, right, you know, 3 subs usually means an easier game, but JTR, Rack, and Val, not exactly the subs you want to be walking into at any time. All incredibly sharp. Valhalla is that player that I've been watching for quite some time as well, wondering where he will end up.
Yep.
Here's Supar on the end of the apartments this time, Komodo. He's in a great position to try and lock it down. Is he going to be spotted early? The timing, the flashes, the everything, Super. Oh, you poor bugger. Gets 1. But Jesus, man, the guy has been caught lacking trying to, you know, do the right thing, but unable to work it. Mizzy gets taken, but in the end, it's going to be Rooster walking away with a 9-6 half, and we'll see if they can pick it up into the next one after this short break.
Always thought I could walk through fire, blow up the storm and see the light, yeah. I told my friends that I could run on water, and they said nobody can. They'll see me flying through the sky, yeah. Play hide and seek behind the clouds. I show my friends that I'm not scared of dreaming, and I'll do that again, over and over again. Suddenly the heart just feels heavy. The calm is just a memory. It's failing me, and I know I could never surrender. My beating heart, it won't give up. As long as I am here, I'll never stop. They say I can't, I say so what? Just watch me go like a supernova. My beating heart is like a drum. You know I run through life forever, yeah. They say I can't, I say so what? Just watch me go like a supernova.
Despite a bit of an interesting one so far, we do have a 9-6 half, obviously in favor of Rooster. Doing pretty well so far. It did appear that Sunday School were able to kind of work out the kinks in the early game, 5-0 up, and then they were able to bring it back. But we sort of talk about how it looks on the CT side now, how many rounds is kind of acceptable on Inferno. So the early start of this, the pistol and the latter couple of rounds will kind of sing a bit of a tune for the rest of this map, I reckon, Komodo.
Yep, it's time to see what homework Sunday School have done in the interim, see what they've been able to cook up to get in towards this T side, get them rolling nicely, because if Rooster are able to find, your pistol, your second round, and then your first gun round that Sunday School do present us, if there's no bomb plants or any shenanigans afoot, then we could technically see a world in which Rooster just look to close it out from there. But of course, they've just called for a little cheeky timeout to start things off on their CT side. And we'll see what that is actually going to turn out to be. Val's rocking some Thorleys. You've got some USPs for the rest of the squad. You got a smoke and a flash and a mid hunt from Rooster at the moment.
I like it. Push down mid does seem to work out from time to time, but it's like Guag, Recon's able to open up with a coupler. nettik able to get the response back, though. So it's very, very interesting to see that Rooster feel to be kind of very much controlling this start. Super, Mizzy, last left. Bomb, though, in the hands of Mizzy. So I think he's trying to wait to see if Super can actually get fished out of the hole here. Repositioning in towards Boiler. Not a bad position to be found in. Hopefully he'll be able to hear some footsteps, but it's all going to be the timing. And that is the thing that Super has really struggled with throughout the course of this map so far. Still not playing poorly by any means, but he has to help out Mizzy here, because look at how much time. Super has done nothing.
The right way.
Nothing has been done at all. They've been waiting for it. nettik's found the frag, and Super on an island alone. Unable to really kind of connect here, and it looks like he's probably going to go down as well to the hands of nettik. The 4K for the mastermind, and 10-6 rather, Rooster.
I think that's a bit of a blunder, honestly. If you're Sunday School, you're at a deficit, you're in a 2 versus 3, you have to kind of be the one to make a move. You either need to actually have that player going for the plant, you need to have Mizzy doing that to draw attention, for then having Super to peek out of Boiler towards mid and try to catch somebody slacking if they make noise. Because when that plant goes down, chances are that Rooster actually turn a little bit faster, because they don't have that kit in play, right? They've got the numbers, they feel confident in their aim at the moment, they've got a decent scoreline gap, and individually they've already showcased in this map that they are, better than Sunday School. So that would have been a real wise chance for Super to be able to turn that round into a favorable situation. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, Mitch, and now this is one of those rounds where it's clean up at the top of brackets. It's the way that I thought this half would potentially go, but now is the big thing. Now I'm asking the question from Sunday School. What do you got for us with this gun round?
Yeah. Oh, look, I think they're definitely a team that can do it. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever's going on so far, it appears that there's some levels of miscommunication. Like that round still, that pistol round is just a bit of a telltale. You'll never overly criticize, though, a team that is sort of slapped together for a qualifier, which is something that we do become used to. These days, there's usually kind of 3 to 4 teams that are solid at any one time. And then for these bigger events where there's some stuff to play for, teams will sort of throw themselves together. But, we've got ANZ champs that appears to be sort of set. Main is pretty stacked too. So whatever's happening in the back end, it definitely means that players are getting back into the game in Oceania. So it's nice to see rosters being rebuilt as time goes on. But Sunday School slot their way into Banana. They pass the utility now. Looks like Rooster will let them have that control.
Pass the utility, but at what cost, right? Super and Mizzy taking a bit of damage early on. Very capitalizable situation for the MP9s of Rooster. You're going to see JTR start to push up a flash in. He's not going to go with it. It's the second one, actually, and unfortunately for himself, Mizzy was there. The rotations are going to come from Rooster now to try and back up this B site. You'll have a lurk from Guag a little bit later, but Racken to start things off. Val couldn't quite assist the situation, so this should become post-plant.
Molly off, gives him extra time, and he hears it. Perfect utility usage, using the sound cue. Knows exactly where he has to go. Now Guag and Verse are so long away. Guag obviously trying to go for the wrap in towards CT. So it's really just going to be onto Versa, trying to hold that position. He spots out one, but Racken pushes forward, and that MP5 is working out very, very nicely for the man. 3 kills so far, not even pushing forward either. He decides to slot back, join hands with nettik. And as that smoke does go down, Guag, 20 seconds left. They could just walk through. The second this plant goes down Komodo, the two of them can just waltz in. But instead, they go for the boost. They try and do it. And with 10 seconds left, Guag just has to go for it immediately. And they are going to wait. They are going to let it happen. But no, they flash their way through. And Rackham's going to get a 4K. That round, somehow with 3 subs, that was absolutely immaculately played by Rooster.
Yeah, if you've got one person calling, at least on the side of Rooster, they've got an idea and a plan. You know, with the experience that we've seen for JTR and Rackham with these players before, right? You throw it back in history. It's not like it's players that haven't played together, don't know how they play time and time again. I guess you could argue that Val is kind of the new kid on the block when it comes to this roster right now. But Val, you know, he's had his handful of rosters that we've seen him around as well, right? We're kind of throwing it back to when we saw him coming towards the Chiefs, what he was able to really deliver on that roster, which is pretty spicy. But regardless, Mitch, that question that I asked you a little bit before, right? Sunday School, what do they got for us with their first gun rounds? Kind of didn't meet the pass mark.
Yeah, not much. And look at this nade as well. Additional mid-control, double utility. JTR gets the response back, and these members are weak as anything. Narrow miss of the shot as well. He even goes for the repeat, recontest. This time it's on the other side of the logs, though, so it's going to be okay. Mizzy not trying to press the issue too much. Pops over the top. JTR narrowly misses, but still in the 4-on-4. Oh, my God. Versa and Mizzy taken so low. I don't know. Yeah, Sunday School have just not really got a whole lot for us so far.
It's hard in a round such as this as well. When you do lose reckons, when you do lose a lot of your HP, do you just look to save your weaponry to the next round for a minute? Incendiary, you can't really toil with the fire. You got a HE grenade there from nettik too. If it comes post plant, that could be pretty brutal on towards hell 3 of the members from Sunday School. So right now they're kind of looking to just cut and run. They're kind of looking to just do something cheeky. I don't think Rooster's really going to allow them to. That HE grenade actually from us, it's good bowling from nettik, but it only deals 1 damage of player rather for Sunday School. So a 3 versus 4 around the safe side, it's technically 3 versus 3. It's still going to be difficult regardless to get in. And nettik just says no immediately.
Oh man. You saw that from him, obviously over in Malta. You know, the way he was able to play the pit position, pretty bloody fantastic. So many moments where he was feeling all of the pressure. I still remember one round where the rest of his team did sort of get picked down on the site, but he was able to hold it alone for the rotation to come through. You know, big opponents that they ended up having to face. FaZe starting it off, definitely not something that you're going to be overly excited to be a part. But whatever's happening now, you know, and since they're all looking very, very comfortable. But I think what's crazy is the fact that Val, of all people, is the one that's bottom fragging. You know, usually he's that guy that comes into the game and does all the heavy lifting, you know, especially in the sub position. But right now it's nettik at top of the scoreboard. Rackham not too far behind.
I reckon it might just be because of the role that he has to play with this Rooster roster as well, right? He's probably not the one to be the instigator, to be the linchpin, the tip of the spear. It's happy enough to leave it to the likes of ADK, of Rackham, of nettik, who's currently on 22 kills. So I think for Val, yeah, there's going to be that essence of confidence that might be lacking because of the kills. But at the end of the day, if he's holding down a position at top brackets where he's predominantly been on the CT side, I think honestly, you know, if he's able to just get this commentary, it's fine. He's doing his job, even if the kills don't show it.
It's
if
happy
the rest
days.
of the team
Absolutely.
is able to do what they need to. It's fine.
Even that round was perfect there from JTR. You know, the fadeaway. ADK was watching straight in towards the cross. So even though JTR goes down, he's able to have his revenge sorted. Another big nade straight onto the head of Reckons. It's just so comfy, you know, not a problem at all. Rackham spotting down mid. Looks like Reckons is trying to walk forward here, but they're going to fall away. JTR will be back on that line, but look at Val. Straight onto it. 1 and 2, and that's the person we were just talking about. They've got the line. They've got 3 top of Nana. That Molotov's going to go straight down towards logs, and that's going to flush them forward. There's not much that they can really do here at all. Weakened so heavily, and you know, this position from Guag hasn't really been able to get too far forward. It's sitting in Boiler now.
This could be an oversight from ADK. If he loses his life at 3 versus 4, you find another individual duel. It's a way in for Sunday School. So even though you are at a pretty decent advantage as Rooster, you probably still need to be careful. ADK is by himself. He'll be backed up by JTR. So now they can go in with pretty good confidence on towards Super. He's flashed. That's very nicely done. Val got 2 kills. He's even assisted in that one against Super. And now ADK, a 5 versus 2. You can afford a bit of an air if you need, but he's not even going to have any mistakes in this one. 2 to close it, and it's 15 for Rooster.
This is crazy. Like, when I saw the subs come in, as I mentioned, you know, I'd hate to keep harping on it, but it's such a different thing. Like, if it was the full Rooster roster, you'd admit how potentially one-sided this one was. Like, there's always that chance that a certain Rooster doesn't show up to the server. Like, we've witnessed that in the past, historically, sure. But now, as they have been improving, they have been taking it seriously, they have been getting that international experience, you kind of expected a stomp, but not with this roster. And it is crazy, especially we saw a little bit of a recovery in that previous, but now there's at least a response from Sunday School, getting some further damage. Val,
this is the best chance, Mitch, for Sunday School to be able to close it. That is a big mistake from Versa. I can't help but feel it is, but Val also hit the Molotov and Versa heard it, so a bit unfortunate that he wasn't able to win that duel. As you mentioned, 2 versus 2. Guag and Super coming apartments. They have to make noise to get down. And nettik, if he's good for 1, this would put things in nettik's hands, Val's hands to be able to close it. The shadow. Oh dear. But at least the trade's there, and then Val gets the close. That's what I'm talking about. 16-6.
Oh. I've been casting these players of Sunday School for a very, very long time, and the player I was kind of the most excited to see in Super was not really there in the server at all, just not really kind of aware of what's going on, and Rooster was able to capitalize on that very, very easily. So I think they feel pure comfort, like there's nothing to really break down or criticize or anything like that over across the board, because at the end